Okay, let's try that again. I think everything just kind of broke for a second there. So anyways, I have spent the last week or so being sick. Hi there, Mizov. You might have gotten booted. I kind of just restarted the stream. But the idea is that today I would like to play kind of a slower and more atmospheric game. Just because my throat is still kind of not okay. And, something slower might be nice. So the game I would like to play today is called Bright Lights of Svetlov. It is kind of one of those atmospheric games, and it kind of centers around one of those, I guess, Soviet apartments, like those old-timey apartment buildings and something going on in there, right? I have played through this once, but I do think it's kind of very well made. Now, I think originally the game was in Russian, but it was kind of mostly translated to English. Perhaps not entirely, but most of the stuff is there. So I do think we could kind of just jump into it and see what happens. So yes, the game has multiple chapters and everything. I think we're just gonna jump in from the very, very beginning. Now also, I'm not sure whether the game will lag a little bit or anything, but I might need to mess around with the graphic settings. Okay, so we are Anatoly, we are 30 years old, and we are coming back from work. And the year is 1981, which kind of feels like the, Soviet times. Oh, hey there, Mizab, you are back. I was worried that you kind of got booted out of the stream when I kind of restarted everything. But yes, this is kind of the Soviet times. And it is one of those games that, okay, probably shouldn't mess around with these. It is one of those games that try to make atmospheric environments, although they are kind of very, very small, right? So if anyone has ever lived in like a Soviet building, some of this stuff would look a little bit familiar to them. Okay, so apparently our person doesn't want to... wait, can I change the volume a little bit? Okay, I think I just quit the game. I wanted to make the volume a little bit... Okay, it's all in Russian now. Okay, pardon the chaos. This will take a little bit of, figuring out. But yes, it is kind of a accurately built Soviet building and stuff. Now, I don't think I can skip over these, but it's just like a short intro. So, basically our engineer doesn't want to take the stairs because we live in like the 8th floor, so instead we're gonna risk it. We're gonna take a Soviet elevator. I don't know, I've actually been in an elevator like this, and it didn't feel very safe because it was this like rickety old thing in a building in my own country, and you kind of entered it and wondered whether you would get stuck or not. Not the best of experiences. But anyways, here we are, the 8th floor. And you can see that everything's kind of just calm and stuff. There's like one of those garbage chutes that apparently some of the Soviet buildings had, but we can't really go up and down to the other floors. The game just urges us to use the elevator. So apart from that, we are coming back to our apartment. Except that it is closed, but there's a note. Toya, you don't hear what I tell you as usual. I'm on a night shift today. So Svetka, which is a friend, I guess, fell ill and went to the hospital. So her duties are mine for a while. I left keys at Claudia Markovna's apartment 67, And by the way, put your folder somewhere. I almost spilled glue on it. Don't read till midnight. So I'm guessing like a wife who is busy working. So we're gonna need to find apartment 67 to get the keys. Oh, that is it.
Клавдия Марковна.
No response. Is the person in?
Клавдия Марковна, это Анатолий. Я по поводу ключей.
Okay, so we're asking the neighborly lady for keys. Could you... Oh, I hear keys. Hello. Oh.
И вам доброго вечера.
So the neighborly lady just threw the keys at us and that's that. Didn't even say hi. Oh, and hello there, Bugs. Speaking of saying hi. We're playing a game by the name Bright Lights of Svetlov, in which we have kind of a Soviet-style apartment, and we're just gonna be vibing in it. And occasionally I will take pauses to cough horribly,
Наконец-то я дома.
because I'm still sick. But yeah, look, we have an apartment that has like one of those kitchens and like a bathroom and a bunch of other rooms. And we have some tasks in the game. Now first, let's turn on some lights. It is 1981, as you can see on the calendar, and for whatever reason we don't have a reflection. So we have to put a folder somewhere. But other than that, this is kind of our apartment, so we are free to loiter around.
Да. Ну и вонь.
Oh, something smells, so apparently we have to take out the trash. Now, the task isn't to just live in the apartment, there's actually a storyline and a kind of a plot twist that happens. But for now, yeah, we're just basically vibing and living the Soviet life. One part of which is kind of taking out the trash. I'm a vampire tenant. I mean, sure thing, right? Really good apartment room. Well, a curious thing about these buildings is that I actually watched a documentary about like Soviet architecture. No one really liked these garbage chutes because smell related stuff and they were kind of dirty. But the actual Soviet buildings for many people were their first opportunity to live kind of in a city and in, you know, a fairly civilized set of circumstances. Like many of these people who were relocated to the cities previously just lived in the countryside and didn't really have many of the amenities that you would get in an apartment like this. So while these apartments and stuff like that might seem kind of not too fancy for, you know, a person in the modern day, back then they were quite an improvement. So we threw out the trash, but we need to put the folder somewhere. And the game is also lagging a little bit, so I will give it more juice. Just gonna give it more like graphics card power. Okay, so it should be better now. With the downside that my computer might melt. But honestly, like, personally, I wouldn't mind living in a place that's vaguely like this, or, you know, at least so big. Because it does have a comfy feeling to it. Look, there's some like old Soviet cars and stuff driving around. Well, I wouldn't really go on a balcony because these things are just straight up scary. But other than that, this place just feels kind of lived in, you know? I would have computers and anime posters everywhere though. The frame rate is still chugging though. Okay, let's see whether we can increase it further without melting my computer. I think this game might be made in like Unreal Or maybe Unity with one of those like fancy render pipelines that look good, that are kind of slow. Estonia? Well, not Estonia in particular, but one of the Baltic countries. But yes, there are some apartments like that over here, and I've actually visited a friendo that, you know, used to have an apartment just like this. Well, maybe a bit smaller. Okay, so anyways, let's kind of go in, and I think that's the folder we need to put somewhere. Oh.
Чёрт, пока не заснула.
Okay. Wait, this is kind of dark. Oh, so that's like glue or paint or something. Not my finest moment, but yeah, this is the
Пожалуй,
folder that I needed to place somewhere in a cabinet. So it seems like we are still renovating this room. I might want to clean this up before it dries. But first, let's just get rid of the documents and stuff. Why does the stream frame rate just kind of chug so much?
надеюсь, тут мои труды никому не помешают.
Okay, anyways, the documents are put away, but we need to clean the glue with a wet rag. I think there's a rag on the balcony. Yeah, I kind of wasted stuff there, but right now we just need to kind of fix it all. So that's a rag, but I think the rag might be dry. Do we use this? No, apparently not. Maybe we need to go to the bathroom then? Let's try. Okay, is this what I need? Oh, there we go. And close it. Now this is kind of an interesting thing, like a super weird and long faucet that you can use either in like the sink or the bath. But yes, let's go and clean this up.
Сюда бы раствор какой-нибудь, спиртовой.
Didn't help. Well, there's just one thing left to do. Oh, so compared to where you live, this apartment is kind of fancy. Well, I guess the area-wise, like how big it is, I'm kind of inclined to agree. But maybe that's because the real estate costs here are basically crazy. Okay, so we are gonna use booze now.
Надеюсь, жена не заметит.
But not like for ourselves, but for the rag to better clean everything up. I think I will finish this chapter and then just kind of mess around with the graphic settings, because I see the stream still kind of struggling occasionally.
Так, вроде нормально.
Okay, look, this is nice. So, I guess that's it for the day.
Пора спать идти.
Yes, time to go sleep. Now, one thing I don't quite get is that apparently this person is living here with their wife, but for now they just have this one tiny couch. That's not space for two people.
Надо хоть застелить.
But yes, let's make the bed and stuff, and you know, go sleep. Come on. Oh wait, I need like a pillow. No, I didn't close the door. I'm gonna sleep with the door open. It's gonna be cold. No, my brain cells. I should have used my brain cells more. This person is gonna straight up wake up with a cold now. I feel bad. But yes, now we're a different person who is there like 8 years later. Also, I think these are actual Soviet TV things that are really loud. Okay, actually I'm gonna go back to the menu and mess around with the quality settings. Just because otherwise the game really chugs. Free cooling system. That's like free not go to work system. That's what it is. Okay, so low quality. And maybe a little bit less loud. And the second chapter. And yes, we kind of jumped over... Oh wait, no, this is the wrong thing. No, I skipped over the wrong... Pain. No, I skipped over like a chapter. Darn it. The stream is already scuffed. It's been like 10 minutes or something. And the graphic settings also reset, and the language settings reset every time I go back to the menu. You can see that the game is slightly cursed, but you know what? Let's very quickly run through the chapter again, just like speed run the game, and try to not jump over other bits. Because that little scene that was supposed to take place next, it was in the same chapter. Okay, why is everything so dark now? I literally can't see anything, and it's pixelated. Did I just start playing like an 8-bit game now? I can't even see the elevator. What the hell? What is this? Did we just go in a horror game? I get the feeling that the lowest graphics settings just kind of mess with the game perhaps a bit too much. Like, I still vaguely recognize this place, but everything's literally too dark for me. Like, I can't even see the note that's supposed to be in the door. Maybe this is not how we should play the game. Why is this scuffed?
Клавдия Марковна, это Анатолий. Я по поводу ключей.
I think the game is rendered in like a lower resolution, but it ends up looking like a PS1 game for whatever reason. Well, give me my keys. I can't even see the keys. I need like a flashlight if the game's gonna be spooky. Pain. Okay, I can't play it like this. So medium graphics it is. Otherwise the game is just broken. It's weird. And the chapter thing is also weird, but you know what, let's just work with what we have. A quick speed run, if you will. Now, another thing that some people really disliked about the game is that you can't really sprint anywhere. You're just kind of leisurely walking around the place, and that is that. So yeah, this takes a bit of time. I do hope that all of you are doing fine, though. And yes, elevator. But we are 100% speedrunning this. Come on.
Клавдия Марковна, это Анатолий.
We're just gonna 360 no-scope the keys. Oh, how I am doing. Well, it kind of sucks that I got sick. Because, you know, I was looking forwards to the holidays and everything. But you know, you don't really choose when you're gonna be like fine and when you're gonna be sick, so you know, just have to make the best of the situation. But okay, I'm not gonna do a spinny. Holidays in January and stuff. Well, I mean, people have all sorts of different holidays, and that is very cool, because more holidays means more snacks. And as you all know, I am 100% a proponent of like all of the snacks. I'm gonna celebrate anything, almost, as long as you give me food. Oh, I can't get the rag until I actually need it. Okay, so we're just gonna replay that one tiny little section. And then we're gonna see a little bit more of the plot, hopefully. So this falls over. We grab the folder.
Надо вытереть, пока не засохло.
What kind of snack do I like? Well, I'm tempted to say that anything that has chocolate in it is very nice.
Тут мои труды.
And of course also chips. Or some people call them crisps, I guess. It's a regional thing. Then again, speaking of foods in general, it's hard to beat pizza. Pizza is just like one of the better foods. Although, perhaps not a snack per se. But okay, we're gonna clean all this stuff up. Now the thing about the game is that you can just kind of take in the atmosphere if you feel like it. Or you can kind of just do all of the tasks in order if you know what you need to do. But the first time around, this game is a little bit more about just exploring and taking in the vibes and seeing what everything is like.
Жена не заметит.
So for example, you would otherwise just kind of look around the apartment and try to figure out where everything is bit by bit. Even though the items aren't like hidden or anything, and it all just makes sense.
Так, вроде нормально.
Okay, so we have finished the first day and we can go to sleep.
Пора спать идти.
The entrance door placement is no good. I'm not quite sure why. I mean, it's just like this kind of hallway thingy. Shouldn't be too bad, right? Okay, anyways, let's go to sleep. Why can't I?
Надо хоть застелить.
Oh, okay, we need to do it in order. Yes. And take off our clothes and go to sleep. Now the second time around, I actually remembered to close the door. But yes, now we are going to jump ahead in time, like 8 years, I think. Oh, the door swing consumes space. Oh, that is fair, actually. Didn't really consider it. But yes, now we are a military person. And this person is watching some like Soviet news and stuff. I hope it's not copyrighted though. Imagine a game about like communists and stuff, or stuff happening in a communist town, getting copyright claimed. Okay, can I close this? Did I mute it? No, I don't think I did. We have, I think, only a few TV programs, and all of them are communist people talking. But yes, we have basically jumped ahead in the game like 9 years, and as you can see, very little about the actual apartment has changed. You know, it is still very much the same apartment, even if a different person is living in it. Though, you know, you can see like a new radio and a color TV and everything else. So we're supposed to sit down and finish the letter. And this military person is writing to Masha, who might be like a relative of theirs, a wife, I don't know. But yes, it's been a month since I was moved to Svetlov. Sorry for not writing long, didn't know what. I don't like the city a lot. It's very grey and dirty. People are gloomy and surly. One thing makes me happy, beer here is cheap and quite tasty. The soldiers at the military unit are alright, but their behavior is quite aggressive sometimes. The day before yesterday, one soldier decided to cut the lieutenant with a knife. Okay, that's not good. But yes, they had some quarrel beforehand. The soldier was sent to another unit, and they didn't really want to cause issues. And the person says that they feel like a guest in the apartment. Some engineer lived here with his family, but suddenly left, and left almost all the stuff. Apparently he earns a lot. There's no neighbors on my floor, and with the rest, I don't even greet. What's the point? I'm here temporarily. One day, some random guy proposed to me to buy a bicycle. Everyone rides them here. The factory pays salary with its products for almost a year, as they said. The engineer probably drove off on a bicycle too. I refused the offer, of course. From here to the military unit is 20 minutes on foot. In evenings, I usually sit in front of TV and... Well, yes, this is the letter that the person is writing to back home. So, I guess they kind of got stationed here and got assigned this apartment that the other engineer person previously had. So we just jumped ahead in time. And this person kind of wants a drink. Okay, the booze is no longer there though. So we have to find something to drink? Oh wait! Look, this is Riga's Balsams. This is literally the thing that's made in my country. They ripped off the actual, like, label from the drink. That is totally not product placement. But yes, we need to drink some, like, booze and stuff. Apparently that's just what you do when you want to write a letter. I need a beer. Okay, so beer would be, like, in the fridge, I guess? Yes. Why would you keep a pan in the fridge, though? That's a bit chaotic. But yeah, we are gonna drink and finish our letter. Oh, I wonder whether the actual brand of the beer and stuff is also real. Okay, so now we are Tamara, who's 27 years old, is a warehouse manager, and we're back in 1981. So we kind of did this thing where we jumped ahead in time, and now we're back to the engineer. Huh. Oh right, if the fridge is empty, there's really no use for there. But hey, if your like pan is very cool and cold, won't that make heating it up a bit weird? I don't know. But yes, this is one of those kind of narrative-focused games. And, what is that? Is that like a radio thing? No, wait, that looks like one of those ventilators, but where's the noise coming from? Do we have like a radio here? No, that other thing might have been a radio. I don't know. Try opening the fridge now. Yes. Oh, there's like a pot. Okay, if you're a radio, can I turn you off? Exactly, stop mumbling. But yes, we are the person who cleans the apartment while the engineer is away. So I guess we have to wash the dishes now. Compot. Yes, maybe it's that thingy. Okay, so there are more dirty dishes around the place. Oh, there we go. And the cleaning person is complaining about the residents being lazy, because of course they are. Okay, so can we do it now? Soda, which is I think the thing we're gonna use to clean, because we didn't have like any fancy cleaning thingies back then, I think. There we go. That is nice. So now we need to water the plants, presumably? Which ones though? Sink near the fridge. I don't really see why that would be that much of a problem if the fridge is kind of on little legs and kind of hangs above the ground. But then again, I see how this could go wrong.
Светка где-то прочитала, что можно раз в месяц его поливать.
Oh, okay, so we have like gossip about how often we need to water plants and stuff. Yes, yes. And we need to hang out the laundry, but before that, I guess we can kind of look around at the newspapers and stuff. So like that one, I think is called Nauka. That might be science, I think. I'm not sure. And that other word is like life. So science and life. And this one, I don't know, maybe like Lights of Svetlov, like the city. And well, it's a newspaper. And this is all written out in like proper Russian, but sadly my Russian is really bad. So they're talking about, I guess, road movement and stuff. A whole bunch of letters and something about vehicles and stuff. Something about movies? I don't really know. And they also talk about, I guess, raising people not to be very religious, which was one of, you know, the ideological things. I don't really care. Let's just hang the laundry. I don't really know where the laundry is. Maybe the bathroom. Now, one of the interesting things is that if you have a light on in this room, there's like that little window, which was sometimes placed towards like exterior windows or stuff, so that if you have lights on in one room, then you get a little bit of light in the other, but clearly the game doesn't work that way.
Это на балкон.
But either way, yes, let's go and hang the laundry. And it is still the same calendar, it is still 1981. Now, hanging out stuff to dry is actually a nice use of the space, I guess, but you could not pay me to go this close to like a ledge if I lived on like the 8th floor. That's just silly. Oh,
Потеря дождя не намечается.
I think I'm done with like all of the tasks. And we can see like other buildings and some construction off in the distance and
Я
oh,
так рано никого не жду.
okay, someone's at the door. Hello? Somehow that lock doesn't seem sufficient to me, but go figure. There's a package. What is it? A radio? Oh, someone used a what was it called? Like a, no, not a copywriter, a typewriter on one of these thingies. So, dear Tamara, I'm very glad you work in our team. You're a ray of light in the midst of routine and boredom. Your openness and lively gleam in your eyes makes me go to work with joyful desire. Okay, interesting, maybe slightly creepy, I don't know. Maybe just kind of well-intentioned, but written in an old-timey language. Anyways, completely by chance I heard that your husband wanted to buy the cassette player, but this good in our city is rare, almost exceptional. Don't consider this a bad taste and accept this modest present from me. Blossom and smell, wish your husband good health. Oh, so we have a friendo, I guess, who anonymously dropped off a gift.
Это еще что такое? Надо от Тони спрятать.
And yes, I didn't look through the little peephole. I don't think that actually works. But basically, we got a cassette player,
Нижний ящик можно. Туда он точно не сунется.
which apparently is something that's kind of rare. Okay, actually, can I peep through the thingy? No, I can't. I literally cannot. But yes, this is kind of the Soviet times where you couldn't get certain goods. So we just hid the gift for now.
Тайного почитателя мне еще не хватало.
No, not that. I am yeeting that comment just like bonk. Wait, how do I... Ah, the Twitch doesn't want to like cooperate. I can't friggin' yeet the thingy. Oh well, you know what? Whatever. Stream chat is being sussy today. I'm not gonna bother with the thing right now. Anyways, here we go. Anyways, I think we're kind of done. Well, now what? I quite literally... Oh wait, no, there's like a note. Oh no, it's not sensitive and stuff, but I guess this game is just about like escapism and vibes of, you know, a really old period and stuff. Not really focusing on current events and stuff. Okay, so left a note. In case you'll forget everything as usual, you have to finish all that we haven't done. Hang the shelf, deal with the wallpaper, and hang the ceiling lamp. Oh, so now we're the other person and we're doing a bunch of like renovation or, you know, just working on the apartment.
Ладно, за работу.
Okay, so nice. We're gonna continue. Now, I do think that my Streamlabs is freaking out a little bit. Give me a second. I will figure it out. Oh, I see what's up. Okay, yeah, some like technical difficulties. Nothing too bad. I have not updated my Streamlabs in basically forever. I will need to do that later. Or, you know, OBS with this Stream... Wait, no, Stream Elements plugin. My brain cell is just vibing today. Anyways, we are hanging the shelf.
Для начала надо гвозди.
But we need a hammer and some nails for that. Oh wait, there we go. Okay, that says glue. We're not hammering glue, we need nails.
Гвозди и молоток нужны.
Okay, so I have a hammer, I don't know where the nails are. Also, Bugs, how are you enjoying the game so far? Is it cozy? And yes, there are way too many stream apps. Okay, so let's just wander around in search of nails. If I was a Soviet person, where would I keep my nails? War flashbacks. How come? It just reminds me of like that one apartment of the person that we hanged out with. Okay, I just got like a random key and some light bulbs. But where are the nails? Hello? Oh wait, there's like a... Oh, I guess that's us. So... Propusk. That means the graduating class, I guess? And we have... Wait, no, maybe that's like an order to go work somewhere? I don't really know. But basically it says that the Svetlov bicycle plant So we are an engineer who works in the bicycle plant. Okay. Oh, it's giving you like flashbacks to various apartments that are rented in our country. Okay, okay. Oh wait, so these news, they talk about a airport being opened and something about labor and work and stuff. So wait, if we go outside, do we see like actual airplanes and stuff? Nothing yet. Okay, anyways, where are the nails? Deku, where do you keep your nails? Mizov, if you need some nails, where are they? Guys, help me out here. I'm kind of lost. In a drawer in the kitchen? Wait, what? Why? Why would you have your nails in the kitchen? Okay, listen, I'm gonna find them and I'm gonna nail this. Well, yeah, a toolbox, but where? I don't see anything like that. Oh wait, there's literally like a tin of nails. Okay, okay. You have a lot of drawers. I mean, fair. So we take this and we just hang it on, I guess. This is the old-timey equivalent of IKEA. In Soviet Russia, you don't assemble furniture. In Soviet Russia, the furniture disassembles itself. It's so bad. Just fell out of the notch. I mean, yes, surely this is fine. Okay, so, hang the lamp. So where's the lamp? I am so clueless. I literally don't know where I'm supposed to find all this stuff. Do you have anything in here? No, I don't think you do. Use duct tape for strengthening. Exactly. This is how you construct things properly. Can I just take one of these things and rip it off and place it there? Oh wait, there's like a gramophone. Yo? Okay, колонку. That seems like it could be one of those plates? Well, not plates, but what do you call them? Records. Let's just say that. Okay, so this goes there, and do we need like an electricity outlet or something? How does this work? Do I just kinda boop it? Well, I pressed the thing, but it's not actually spinning. I feel like I need like an electricity outlet for this to work, but I can't connect it. I'm not sure why. Pain. Okay, so where's the lamp? Yeah, I need like either electricity or I need to crank it, but I don't really know how. Like it doesn't have anything you could use for that. Okay, you know what? Let's just not procrastinate all day long because our wife is gonna be angry at us if we do. Hang the ceiling lamp. Oh, it's in the storeroom. Okay, I get it. So basically in these times, when you needed to store stuff, you didn't do it like all in the apartment. You had these, I guess, sort of communal storehouses. which were just kind of like little alcoves in the rest of the floor, where you and your neighbors could just store random stuff.
Натаскал Петрович с завода.
So like our neighbor Petrovich got a bunch of stuff from the factory. Oh, what am I holding? I don't think I need this. Hello? Why am I... What is this? Why do I have a box? Am I stealing? Is this mine now? Can I put it down somewhere? I think I broke the game again. I don't know how I can put this down. I needed the lamp, but I picked up whatever this is. Game? Hello? Can I just set you down here somewhere? Okay, this is like one of those weird cases when a game doesn't have a button to put something down. Oh.
Провод нужен.
Oh, so that's like a speaker. Oh, so basically we just had to steal a speaker. Wait, does that mean we can connect it now? Hey, yo.
Можно пробовать.
Okay, if this is copyrighted, rip the stream. But this is a banger. Worth it. Crime always pays. Oh, and we have some cognac here, so we could drink that. A Soviet Bob. All based on stolen stuff. Because why not? But yes, now we can install the lamp and be done with this chapter. So, there we go. Just kind of plop it up, I think. There we go, and some light bulbs.
Теперь могу проверить.
There we go.
Свет.
This is a bit loud, though. I don't think I can mess around with the volume. It's either on or off. But yes, that was nice. Anyways, let's just kind of wrap up the day. And I think the plot of the game is gonna start unfolding shortly after that. So, clay, which is glue, if my bad Russian doesn't deceive me. So we need the bucket of water. No. Why isn't this working? Okay, so. Did I do it correctly? I really don't know.
Надо клей в ведре развести.
Oh, I need to mix the glue with water.
Без кисти я ничего не сделаю.
Okay, so we need a brush. And now we can mix it up. And presumably cover the wall. And finish installing wallpaper. I have actually done this IRL. And it is such a pain. Wallpaper is just such a mess.
Одной заботой меньше. Что
Did
это
I
за
just-
звук? С балкона, кажется.
Did I just break something? Okay, something on the balcony.
Как же это так?
Oh no, it's a burb. We got a burb
Дурная
that
примета.
ran into the window and stuff. Ah, pain. But yes, I guess we kind of progress to the next chapter. And we are the warehouse manager who is coming back from work, and it is now 1985. So we are 4 years in the future. No, we are not cooking the bird, Mizov. No. What kind of an idea is that? Birds are friends, not food. Okay, maybe except for chickens because they're both, but that's besides the point. No, Deku, you can't support that argument. Birds are friends. How dare. Okay, so we are coming back from work. I think this is where the game gradually gets a little bit more cursed. We will see. It's not like a horror game per se, but it has stuff going on. Now, the good news... Oh wait, we have a phone and stuff. Nice. And the calendar's gone. Oh, wait, no, a different one. And it has one of those weird, like, architecture projects on it. Interesting. Oh wait, let's just quickly check whether the music would be the same. No, I can't. The game won't let me. At least, you know, it's reasonably pretty, though. Okay. So, we have to check on our kids' school performance, I guess? This is the room for our kid, I guess, who did not make their bed. Honestly, this is 100% a mood. Who even makes their bed, right? Oh, hey, and look, we have like a bunch of pop group posters and stuff. I think this one is like a real one, like Genghis Khan. I'm not sure about these ones, haven't heard of them, but probably they are, right? This game already had authentic Rigas balsams as kind of a drink thing that's just vibing in the background, so why not? Oh, and now we're gonna kinda, you know, poke our head in our kids' notes. So there's something about going to the summer camp, and our kid made friends who live in a different district, sadly. But yeah, everyone's progressive, everyone's friendos, that is nice. Except that they wanted to smoke a cigarette. Oh no. And, yeah. Got a friend out to get them a package of cigarettes and a bunch of stuff, and someone had to go to the hospital. Well, that's unfortunate. But yeah, honestly, if you're gonna smoke and do sussy bucket things, why write it down? That's just self-incriminating yourself. And yeah, these do look Western, I guess, in a way. Probably not the worst thing ever. Oh wait, the guitar. Okay, this is about as well as I can play this thing. And we have one of those super old-timey Soviet maps, I think. Wait, which year is this from? It says 1960 something, so even at this time it's kind of out of date. But yeah, okay, let's check the grades. A scorecard that's basically just hidden under a bunch of paper, and that is what I would do. Now, I don't know whether this is in like a 5 or 10 kind of mark scale, so I don't really know whether 4 is like really bad or kind of good. But yes, apparently this person doesn't really do well in history and English, oh my. And also geometry. But they are a little bit better at chemistry. And apparently a bunch of like well, here it's just called trud, which can involve either like cooking or building stuff out of wood and so on, right? And yeah, I think I also had a subject like that in school. It was interesting. And there's a note from a teacher that I think basically says that the kids skipped like PE. Home economics, yes, that might be a good translation. Oh, we're getting like a call? Oh wait, look at this. This is honestly I don't know what this is, but you can use these for basically exercise, just like stretches and stuff. I never really understood whether you would also like, I don't know, hang clothes on them or use them for something else. But these are kind of cool. So I'm gonna ignore the phone call for a second and just admire this. Just look comfy. Aw, Deku has to go. Well, it's been nice to have you on the stream. And I will drop the spooky VOD at you later because this game gets a bit more interesting.
Добрый день, Тамара Ивановна.
С кем говорю?
Oh, we're getting a call.
У меня к вам очень деликатный разговор, не телефонный. Уделите мне немного времени.
Для начала представьтесь.
Oh, and the
Меня
person...
знаете.
The person doesn't want to identify themselves. This is getting a bit
Когда вам
sussy.
удобнее встретиться?
And we just dropped the call.
Звонки домой.
We're boss. We're very boss.
Новенькая.
Interesting. So now what? Oh, we have to visit the garage. Okay. Okay. So we probably need the keys, I think. Now we actually get to go outside in the game
Без ключа я в гараж не попаду.
if we, you know, get the keys. And if we are not a dum-dum like I am, I think the keys would probably be in the living room, right? Oh, we moved the shelf. Okay. Oh, there's like multiple types of keys. But yes, Bugs, hope you have a nice day. And if you stream, do let me know. I really want to watch one of your streams. Like the spy game, perhaps. That is really cool. But yes, in the game we get to also go outside. Except that outside is perhaps not as detailed as the interiors. Mostly because it's like a larger area and stuff. Oh wait, what is this? Oh, people have not paid for cleaning the entrance. So everyone has to do that themselves. Okay. Okay, I get it. Oh wait, do we have any mail and stuff too? Oh. This is like a poem. Sadly my Russian is not good enough to actually read it well, so I'm just not gonna do that. It talks about laughing and being pretty, I guess, and loving songs, and something about detective films. I guess someone has a crush. Oh wait, the daughter had something about a person who did like poems and stuff. So I guess they're leaving like little poems in the mail. Isn't that a bit cheesy though? But yes, here we are in a very kind of small area that we can walk around. There's something like under construction, and if we try going far in any given direction, we're gonna be told that no, you can't. Just because the developer didn't model an entire city. But there is kind of an abandoned car for some reason. Not sure what's up with that. Probably don't want to go near the steam.
Вторую неделю горячей воды нет.
Oh, this is the second week when this isn't fixed properly. Oof. Also, I think the game has some like additional audio going on, so I'll make the music a little bit more silent now. See, we can even hear the wind and the birds. It is a bit odd that this path is just so, you know, not walked through, not kind of, you know, cleaned out. But go figure. There's like some gatehouse or something. Territory something Zarya. Go figure. But yeah, there's a bunch of like garages and
Ой, что-то...
oh, we don't
Что-то нехорошо.
feel well. Something is not nice.
Надо больше открыть.
Okay, what about these? Oh, they're renting out garages. And someone's selling potatoes, I guess. So you have like a little bulletin board, like very, very old school. They didn't have like Craigslist and stuff back then. So here we are in the garage. Can I turn on the lights though? Is that a thing I can do? Oh wait, here we go.
Плохо устроились.
Oh, so this is where... Yes, this is Malnais Balsams, which is like a drink made in Latvia. They legitimately just added it to the game. And here is another self-incriminating note. If you're gonna be a sussy baka, don't just write about it, like sheesh. So apparently this person traded their scarf for the poster that we saw in the bedroom and stuff. And we can't take the poster off because it covered some burnt dot on the wall. No idea what that is. But people renovated the apartment, so the kid doesn't want to tell us. Now that's not very safe. I mean, if you see a burnt dot on your wall, you would probably want to like tell someone about it. What if that's like a fire hazard, right? And we have American music that's probably copyrighted, so please ignore that. Okay, so let's not get ourselves DMCA'd. Let's just take the radio back.
Так, я ничего не забыла? Свет?
Oh, wait. No, the person literally told us that, oh, hey, did I not forget anything, like turning off the light or closing the gate? This is such a me thing to do. Just forget all the things. But yes, we can basically just head back now. I forgot. Exactly. I forget all the things. Oh, there's a black car. This might have something to do with that phone call we got previously. This is where it gets a bit sussy. See, a black unmarked car. That's not good news ever.
Тамара Ивановна,
Oh, and they know my name.
Я к вам не сяду.
Very not good. Don't get in the car.
поверьте, это очень важный разговор.
Play the American music at them and run away while they're stunned. Oh no.
Хорошо. Тогда на досуге почитайте будто.
Oh, this ain't good.
Всего доброго.
Are you gonna leave now? You're just gonna sit there? I'm gonna scratch your car. Okay, probably best we just leave. And we're back in the apartment and we're gonna read this bunch of documents. Of course I didn't invite them. Why would I invite some creepy people? And apparently we don't like what we read. And I'm now getting DMCA'd as a part of a cutscene. Turn it off. Evil game. Bad. Bad game. Oh no. When you open a piece of paper and read KGB on it, you know it's not gonna be good. So it's approved by the chief of the KGB in the Svetlov region. And there's like a little note on the left. Yeah, this document won't go further if you make the right decision. So we have to give him all of the drawings and folders and stuff. So basically they are trying to investigate, I presume, the husband, who is a senior engineer. And they claim that he's trying to transfer technological documentation to foreign companies in an attempt to getting to like Israel, so like a different country. So they are gonna do like an investigation, and basically they just want to blackmail us. That is really tough. Like, one moment we're just cleaning a place, and the next moment we're being blackmailed by the KGB. How the heck did we get that far? Sheesh. Can I yeet it? Okay, that ain't good. But yeah, this is kind of weird, especially considering the fact that we work in a bicycle plant. Do you think that the other countries are awfully overjoyed about, like, Soviet bicycles? Oh, okay, so, we're getting a box? Okay, what was this? Okay, they're talking about other countries' histories and talking about how to ensure success. Presumably, again, like about work and stuff. Pedal technology, exactly, that's weird. Oh, and our wife is ill now? Oh no. Oh, so they're, I guess giving us money. Like, all of the people at work got together and they're trying to kind of help out the wife and the kid, I guess. Do I still have the folder with the documents though, presumably. I don't think we are like a foreign spy though. It's just weird. Oh wait, is that a TV? Hey yo? We're gonna have a fancy TV now. Let's go. Oh hey, it's the one that we saw like in the next chapter. But wait a minute. We were like in the future previously, and it said that the engineer kind of just left. Does that mean that we left ourselves, or did the KGB have something to do with it? Oh wait, I need the antenna now for the TV. Let's go, we're gonna be able to watch like propaganda now. Can I open it? No, I need to take the keys. I forgot once again. Oh no. Okay, so that's the one I need. Yes, yes. There we go. And we need an antenna, so it's like one of those old-timey analog TVs that have all the fuzzy signal and stuff. In Soviet Russia, the TV watches you. Exactly, Mizov. I think you're onto them. So does it work?
Парижский аэропорт Орли.
Okay, they're talking about the Paris airport. Shush, I'm watching. I bet they're gonna pester me to leave like a good review of the TV. Oh, it's Gorbachev. No, we're not gonna watch Gorbachev right now. Okay, what's up here?
Анатолий Владимирович,
Да.
ваша жена скончалась. Следует приехать в
Oh,
больницу и
no.
записаться в акте заключения врачебной комиссии.
Oh no, our wife died.
Сегодня сокращенный день
That's not
работы.
good.
Надя,
Oh boy, our wife passed away in the game. That sucks. And I think our daughter heard us. And we're getting DMCA'd again. Okay, that kind of sucks. This really kind of sucks. Well, she's just grieving. That kind of sucks. Oh wait, so we're back to being the military person who's reading various diary pages, I guess? So we're once again forwards into time here.
бедная девочка.
Oh, so he's reading the daughter's notes? Oh, so it's been like a year since mom passed? Time heals, they say, but I haven't noticed yet. And there's some tension that still lingers, even when I'm alone at home. No, that's sad. But at least some of the other friendos live in the same kind of district, I guess. And... Wait a minute. She's talking about being bald? Wait, does our, like, daughter character have, like, cancer and stuff? Oh, chemotherapy, yes, so, at that point in time, cancer wasn't, like, well understood, so people think that it's contagious, but the daughter also has cancer. That is sad.
Все равно непонятно, чего они съехали.
Yeah, because getting treated for cancer can cause you to lose hair, I presume.
Глаза уже слепаются. Надо отдохнуть.
That's such a bummer. Yeah, you know, the game gets a little bit dark sometimes, you know. Because of the topics that are discussed. I mean, we will find out, kind of, what's up in a bit. But it is kind of curious how the story unfolds. Oh, and now we are Nadia, who is cleaning the apartment. So it's 1986. So presumably we are the daughter now. What about the poster and stuff? Interesting. So all still very Western. I think this might be after the mom kind of passed. So we're just kind of taking care of the house, I think. We're gonna need like a rag to clean up. So let's just kind of do that. Nothing of use here. Maybe the TV. Oh, we can't turn the TV on right now either. And no rag here. I don't really know where everything is, to be honest. But at least the apartment isn't like too huge, so you can find everything. Oh, there we go. So I guess we can use this for cleaning stuff.
Так, вроде нормально.
Okay, so this is fine. Oh wait, what's the note? Okay, that's the same thingy. Yes.
Потом допишу.
But hey, at least we are kind of keeping it together. We're keeping the place clean. We are looking after ourselves. That is nice. I just kind of hope that the game doesn't turn out to be one ad for just not smoking. But honestly, there is, you know, something else going on. And now we need to warm up some soup. So... Okay,
Лучше
yes.
сначала плиту
There's
разожги.
a pot in the fridge, and we're gonna warm up some soup.
Спички.
Matches, and this. There we go.
Пусть на медленном огне стоит. Еще же в подвал за банкой надо. Чуть не забыла.
Okay, so we are just gonna leave this and go and get a jar from the cellar? Really? This doesn't seem safe to me. That's like one of those Gordon Ramsay memes where you just forget about your meal and then your house is on fire. And yet we're apparently gonna leave the stuff on and we're gonna go to the cellar. I mean, why not, right? Let's just be irresponsible as heck.
Без фонарика в подвале делать нечего.
Oh, and I need a flashlight too. Not sure where I would get one though. That's not it. Maybe up here? You know, listen, while I'm looking for the stuff I need, that soup is gonna friggin' evaporate, okay? I'm taking way too long to find this thing. Okay, wait, no, I'm not keeping a flashlight in the fridge, never mind. Where is it? Maybe it's like in a... No, there is nothing that opens here. Maybe inside of here? Also no? Oh wait, here we go. So we now have a flashlight.
Где-то батарейки.
And we need batteries. Why is about half of this game just finding stuff? I think there was something here, right? Yes. Okay, well, I guess we're leaving the soup and we're going to the cellar. Why not? I don't know, it doesn't feel safe to me to just leave stuff cooking and go off into the world. That's not a good idea. Here we are. Downstairs. Do we have some new mail though? No, no mail. Oh well. But I presume that the cellar is kind of that of the whole apartment complex. Okay, there's some ambulance going by. So the cellar is just kind of the lower floor of the entire building. It looks a little bit spooky, to be honest. This is just a bunch of random like rooms at the bottom. You know, I feel like in this engine you could probably make a good horror game, right? You have all of the light effects and everything else in place. There we go. Oh. We are not feeling all that well.
Голова кружится.
Oh no. Oh hey, Conic. Welcome to our slightly scuffed stream.
Буду курить.
We're playing a game by the name of Bright Lights of Svetlov, which is kind of this atmospheric walking simulator basically. that's kind of set in a Soviet city and everything. We're looking for, I don't know, like pickles or something. Oh wait, tomatoes, yes, yes. How have you been doing today, though? Hope everything's fine.
Странно, что никто из соседей еще ничего не спорит.
Okay, there we go. We got what we needed from the cellar. So let's say goodbye to the spooky, like, basement and let's hope we haven't burned the house down. We quite literally left some food on the stove and just left the house. Who does that? Seriously, like, that's not safe. And we are back. And the house hasn't burned down, so that much is good, I guess.
Вроде ничего. Скоро папа придет.
Okay, so are we the engineer again? I presume we're just coming home. Hello?
Вот и я.
Oh, right. Also, I don't think the game developer bothered to, like, model the other characters and, like, animate them. Because I think that's a lot of work. So it ends up looking a little bit creepy sometimes.
Пап,
Oh, wait, are we sick? I don't think we're doing too well. Okay, I will pause the music for a second, because this is like a dream sequence. And this is where the game gets a bit spooky.
я обязательно выйду отсюда.
So we are not doing too well right now, and we're having a bit of a nightmare. So just a bunch of hallways and doors. Oh wait, that's the
Не
garage.
надо было Ингу слушать.
That's where we smoked. Oh no, DMCA again. This game probably just wants to DMCA the heck out of anyone who plays it. But yes, we have regrets about, like, smoking and drinking, I presume.
Господи!
Well, yes, presumably a ghost and stuff. So I guess we have regrets about smoking and misbehaving because the kind of character's mom passed away, and so there's some, like, disappointment and stuff. And we are once again having nightmares. Okay. That's different.
Всё кружится.
I don't really know what this decoration's
Просто не
supposed to be.
обмануть. Я знаю, куда идти.
Oh wait, are we going up? I don't think I want to go there. Oh, we're like in a dark room. There's like notes. Can we read them? No, we can't. Also, the first time I ran into this place, it almost made me want to quit the game. Because there are so many, like, SCP games and stuff where you walk up an endless, like, staircase or walk down one, and there's something creepy when you turn a corner. So that's, like, spooky and stuff. Except that this game, it just got lazy and we have, like, 3 floors and that's it. But yes, there's something
Вот оно.
suspicious going on here. So our mom kind of in the game passed
Всё
away
будет
from
хорошо, доченька.
cancer, presumably, and our character also has that. So maybe this kind of represents the struggle with that. Okay, this is definitely different. There's a bunch of stuff around. Can I read anything though? Okay, that's like a diary thing. No idea what's going on outside the window though. Can I turn on the lights? Oh, I actually can. That's less spooky. If there's a glow cloud outside of your window, just turn on the lights and chill. Okay, this is different. Okay, I can turn on the lights because there's something going on in there. Everything is just kind of floating. Can't go outside either.
Разбросали вещей.
Okay, so there's keys. Yeah, best we not go there. Can we leave? Oh. Okay, that's different. Oh, a ghost. I think that might be our mom. So this is the bunch of documents and stuff that KGB might have kind of blackmailed us with. Apparently we just threw all of that stuff in the trash. Right on. We are not feeling too good though. Something is very much not okay with us. So this is just a lot of stuff that was around the apartment, but it's basically a mess right now. And shovels? Presumably? Can I go there? Okay, this is kind of a dead end. Don't think there's anything for us here. So let's head in the other direction and see what's there. Oh. That's odd. And we fell down. So we're now in a field? Oh wait, someone's in the distance. Is that our mom? Are we dead? Well, I don't know about us, but the frame rate is dead. So there's that. I think we might be dead.
Мама!
Okay.
Это еще что?
So wait, who are we now? Are we the dad or the military? Oh wait, I think we're the military person. As evidenced by the sounds of empty beer bottles. Seems like we had an eventful evening. And yes, there's something off in the distance that sounds very much like a Geiger counter. Can't really interact with anything else right now. So this is kind of where more of the game is revealed. Like we go over to our military stuff and we see a Geiger counter.
Сломался, что ли?
And like we see that it's almost okay in the kitchen, but it gets kind of worse in certain parts of the apartment. Oh no.
Да тут фон, как в Припяти.
So yeah, this is unhealthily high. So this is after the engineer has moved away, presumably because both the wife and the daughter kind of passed away.
Бьет.
And now we see that there's that kind of charred spot that was covered up with the poster, and something's up. Radiation from behind the poster. And now it's kind of revealed what was actually going on in the game. So the whole place was kind of evacuated, presumably. And this is, I think, inspired by a real story. That there was a substance, like a radioactive substance, in the wall of the building. And it actually emitted a whole bunch of radiation and caused health issues to various people around the place. And apparently it just kind of got there because it was mixed together with the building materials accidentally. And this is kind of where it all gets very, very serious. Because the story of like the wife and the daughter getting cancer is basically explained by this. And it kind of turned out that the whole kind of sad outcome was just because someone messed with the building materials. But yeah, that is basically the game, the Bright Lights of Svetlov. I really liked how graphically interesting and atmospheric it was. Some people critiqued how slow it is, but honestly that kind of plot twist is interesting if you stick around for that long. You're saying spies did it. I mean, I'm sure that would be like the official line of reasoning and stuff. But yes, I think we've been streaming for like 1.5 hours right now. So I think that's about as much as I actually wanted to show off the game. And I appreciate you dropping by. For now, though, my throat is basically dead. So I think I'll just go and get something nice to drink and rest up a little bit. Because I'm still kind of sick at the moment. I've been having to kind of occasionally mute the mic so I can cough. But other than that, thanks for dropping by. And I hope you liked the stream. I hope you have a nice day, Ms. Ov and anyone else. And I will see you on another stream. Bye.